Welcome to the Nuttycast. This is your host today, Jesse, co-owner and event coordinator for Nutty Novelties, and we are talking with today Janice Riley, also known as the GOAT Slinger, the G-O-A-T Slinger.
Yes.
Janice, why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself? Where did that nickname come from, and what do you do for Nutty Novelties?
All right. If you're ready for it, here it comes.
Here it comes.
So, I first came to the company through I reached out to Caleb and my daughter was looking for a job. And you said that she had to be 18 in order to work in production, and she wasn't. So, at the time, I was temporarily unemployed, and I was like, okay, fine, I'm not really looking for a job, but I was like, I could use the income, and it was perfect because it worked into my schedule because I this is my side hustle basically. And so I drive a school bus, and I came to know and hear about the company through my mom would come to Popcorn Works all the time and get popcorn for my kids. And I was going through chemo treatments, and I basically didn't want to eat. I was done. Absolutely done. And my mother, being who she is, she was like, not happening. My mom basically force fed, guilt tripped through way of my then little bit was 5 or 6, I would say. She would guilt trip me into eating because she would come with the face and, a bagel with pistachio butter on it, knowing that pistachio were literally my most favorite food in all the world, and having it ground up and smeared on carbs, how can you go wrong?
Can't beat it.
Exactly. So that's how I came to the company to know about like what Nutty Novelties was, and through then working here in production, I was like, I'm a people person and I like to talk. And then they're like, oh, well, we do markets and stuff like that. You can be out talking to the people. And I was like, okay, so I'll do that too, in addition to. I was like, wow, this is kind of crazy. So yeah, I was literally like flying around, working production, driving my bus run, and then doing markets and fairs and festivals on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And then the pandemic hit,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of took me back from working on as a school bus driver. And then I was able to focus basically full time then in production. And then when you were able to start to go out in public, I really didn't have too many issues with coming in contact and germs and whatnot. So, I I was okay to go out and do the markets. And then from there it just kind of snowballed into the insanity of what is now my life today.
So many events.
So many events, so many.
Awesome. Is there anything else other than just the delicious pistachio butter that made you want to work here and
So
reach
the
out?
the product line in and of itself being healthy and natural and not all the junk that, grocery store brands and other popular brands of nut butters have, especially when I was sick and trying to rebuild basically from scratch after chemo. You know you're literally knocking on a door that nobody wants to knock on. And so being trying to be more health conscious, then it just, yeah,
Great.
it made me excited. And the fact that I'm technically not family, nor have vested interest in the company other than, whatever money I make selling it,
Hmm.
that I could be as excited as you and Caleb,
100%.
that enticed people as I was meeting them, customers out in public, that enticed them, like, that says something for the valor of a company, that
Yeah.
that
If not more, I mean, having a customer turned salesperson
yeah,
is almost even more convincing than the owner being out there like, hey, like, please, like, feed my family by buying some. Like,
right,
you came in willingly, like,
yes,
you're
well,
like, this
not,
product's awesome
yeah.
and you got to try it.
I
So
actually was
I love
going to
that.
send my kid in willingly
Yeah,
because
right.
she needed a job. But yeah, then I jumped in and stepped up, and not only stepped up, stepped beyond.
Right. Yeah. I refer to your whole family as Janice and Co. And this is because within your family, there is more than one market rep. You're not the only one
That
that
is
goes
true.
out to markets. You'll often have several others at
Exactly.
different events at the same exact time.
Exactly.
So, what other family members work for Nutty Novelties and do their own events?
So I am the OG GOAT. But there are, yes, I've literally cloned myself.
Yes.
So, my 17-year-old daughter, Riley, who will be mortified, Mommy loves you,
Oh, man.
that I gave her a shout out. Well, she was coming to events with me, and then the need arose that you needed some assistance for her to be on her own. And because she already had product lying down, she knew her stuff.
Had all the prices memorized,
Exactly.
knew how to do everything.
And they were close enough to home that, we could get her there logistically before she had her driver's license,
Right.
that she could get there. So she started doing her own events. And then my husband, Sean, I love you, baby, came on as a market rep as well, out of the pure need for yet another clone,
Sure.
basically. But he has his own way of doing things, which is very similar, but still his own way. And it's not wrong, it's just different.
Of course.
So
Of course.
and then so those are the only on the books employees. But
Sure.
you know
But and then your
my mom,
youngest,
oh
right?
yeah, little bit is her nickname. Is she dresses up in a peanut butter costume, and she'll
Yes.
walk around and do a dance. And she's been filmed for a visit long LBI tourism
Right.
commercial.
Because that was at Surf City, right?
It was at Surf
Was that
City.
the only time she dressed up in the peanut butter
No,
costume?
she's dressed up
Oh,
many
there's been
times.
more?
Yes, but that was the
Oh,
only time that it
that's
was
awesome.
filmed by, a new
Great.
camera crew for
Of
their
course it was.
Bureau of Tourism for Long Beach Island.
Yeah.
So, but my mom has always been my biggest cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
And so if she's out somewhere, and she'll just be like, oh, Nutty Novelties is the greatest thing ever. Like, my daughter works there, and you should really try it because it's good stuff. And
Nice. And
so
she'll direct them to your events.
yes,
She was
she'll
telling
either
me.
send them here to Popcorn Works, or to, oh, the setup's in this aisle over at this giant, and
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and I have a rather large family, and they all, if they're in a store where somebody's looking, they're like, "Oh, you should really get that because see," and they'll point to me in the picture.
Nice.
That's my niece or my sister-in-law or my yeah. So
Nice. That's awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. Can you remember a particular weekend where maybe all three of you were doing a crazy event? I'm
Um,
trying to think, and I know it's happened before.
it happened. We were at so it just a couple weeks ago, the beginning of May.
Right.
I was in Ocean City at the block party.
Right.
Sean was at Wheaton
Wheaton
Arts
Arts. Yes.
EcoFest.
The EcoFest.
And then Riley was in Skipback for
The Skipback French Market.
for the French market.
Wow.
So yeah, we were all like
Big weekend for
Yeah.
your family.
Yep.
Yeah.
going.
So what was that like getting you all ready for
um
that?
so sometimes Lizzie is not happy, but
Lizzie, our production manager?
Lizzie are yes,
Yeah.
Lizzie are she
Yeah.
because like I'll order stuff and it needs to be separated because I'm loading up at one time and Sean's loading up and Riley's loading up at a different time and so orchestrating the logistics. So our family calendar on the app that we have all connected for our family calendar, they have like under each event I have listed in the notes section exactly what you're going to need for, so like if they need a tent and what tables and
Nice.
so I kind of have
It's a lot of
OCD. So
logistics.
yes, I have OCD. So the logistics, and as long as I work it out in advance, then I can literally just like cut and paste for every
Sure.
future whatever. So
Sure.
yeah, but it's definitely become a family affair.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Are you sick of it yet?
No.
Good.
Not really, because like the competition. So now that there's three of us,
Yeah,
sometimes
You all
working.
compete together.
Yeah, we
Nice.
kind of like, at the end of the day when we sit down and decompress and whatnot, we're like, so what was your total for the day?
Nice.
And and they're like, oh well,
Oh, that's lower than mine.
yeah,
How about that?
I gave sold this many reusable bags, the nutty bags,
The tote bags. Yep.
the tote bags, and they're like, oh really, and we're like, I didn't give any tote bags, but I sold 4 large pistachio to 4 different people.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
so
Little family
yeah.
competition.
Yeah, it is.
That's really cool.
It's sometimes fun and sometimes aggravating, but
Sure.
at the end of the day, it's
Like any family competition.
yeah, any family business basically,
Nice.
at the end of the day, you still gotta be family.
Yeah. I love it. So, what do you like to do when you're not slinging nut butter?
Well, usually sleep.
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 And recover for the next event.
Yes. I have 3 daughters and a husband and parents, 3 sets of parents. So, and other full-time job. So, Nutty is technically my side hustle, but I absolutely
Your
love it.
full-time side hustle.
Yes, exactly. So, when I'm not doing any of those things, honestly, just like chilling, spending time with my kids, occasionally taking a nap.
Yeah. Occasional naps are probably good.
Yeah, naps are good, but I like to read when I have the chance to focus. But again, daughters, boyfriends, and yeah, all those wonderful things.
Yes.
And I craft. So sometimes if I get a project that I want to work on, then I will craft and create things. Yeah.
And you will sometimes enjoy going to events to sell nut butters simply because you kind of wanted to attend that event
Yes.
personally anyway, right?
Yes, exactly.
And you'll go there with the mentality of like, if I don't sell anything, like at
Right.
least this is a really cool festival and I get to enjoy myself
Exactly. And network.
and network. Yep.
Yes. A lot of the events that have not been killer events, sales wise, have been killer events for creating bonds and relationships with the other vendors slash,
Yeah.
promoters, where they're like, okay, we realize, this one was not real good, but, we do this other thing that, or we're involved in this. And, that's through those connections and whatnot. That's where I heard about Lunar Fair,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
where I heard about the big dill.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just little by little.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Even the bad events can be good in some ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting something. Wait. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, the commercial. All right. So, little commercial break here, if you don't mind, Janice. We have a live discount code available for those who are listening. If those who are listening, type in the code Nutty Goat into our website, they get 5% off their order.
That's awesome.
So what you do is you go on nuttynovelties.com, you place your nut butter order, and in the discount code section, type in Nutty Goat, Nuttygoat, and you get 5% off your order. Thanks to the goat slinger that we have with us today. So there you go.
Nuttynovelties.com.
Nuttynovelties.com.
For all your nut butter needs.
There you go. Awesome. Okay. So
We're back.
we're back. Thank you, Danielle, for reminding me of that.
Yeah.
So, Goat Slinger, what events are you looking forward to in 2023, the rest of this year?
Well, it's been my personal mission since I started working here to take you personally outside your comfort zone. And
you have successfully done that.
yes, I
So many signups, so much paperwork.
yeah,
But no, it's good.
I am not mainstream or normal, as some people would say. So I like to push the limits and be like, where would people benefit from our product line? And it not be weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
my favorite things that I'm pretty much looking forward to is the Big Dill. The Big Dill
Festival,
happening in
end of
September. Yep. Baltimore, Maryland. I'm going to be slinging some copious amounts of nut butters to pickle lovers from all over the United States. Apparently, come to this thing. So that's a big one.
And you just had a pickle event, right?
I did. We did.
And how did that go?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. We did.
How many other non-pickle vendors were there?
There were some people selling, like tchotchkes. They selling stuff, but everything had a pickle theme. So, like
Gotcha.
they were selling original custom flower origami things, but they were in the shape of a pickle.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Like our product line had absolutely nothing to do with pickles other than I put pickles on my peanut butter and jelly. So
There you go.
And
we made some videos about it. And
yes.
we were like, there you go.
Right.
Pickles and peanut butter.
Pickles and peanut
But
butter.
it was like vast majority of the vendors there were like literally selling pickles.
Pickles or pickle themed clothing.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So based on that event that just happened, the Big Dill Festival end of September is probably going to be pretty huge.
It's huger.
It's going to be a big deal.
Yeah, it's going to be a big deal.
It's going to be a big deal.
And there's only going to be deliciousness
Nice, good one.
in food there as well. So
fantastic. What else? What other events are you looking forward to?
Lunar Fair.
Yeah.
Lunar Fair.
That has been a great addition this year.
Yeah. And again, like my people, they're not mainstream. So there's each fair has been themed, and it happens on the new moon and the full moon. So twice a month they're having a festival where they literally just pop up in the middle of a field with all things, night and Mother Earth and the moon and so I definitely play the part and go with the theme.
Get all costumed out and
Yes,
everything.
yes.
Yeah.
I was just last weekend a woodland nymph.
A woodland nymph.
A woodland nymph. So
there you go.
yes.
Did people comment on that?
Oh,
Did they
yeah.
like that?
People like customers would be like, "Can we take a picture with you?" And I'm like, "It's
Nice.
gonna cost you $1."
Nice.
And they're like, "Really?" And I'm like, "No."
Not really.
Not really.
Just sample some peanut butter.
Yeah. Yes.
And, yeah.
And then so most of the time, literally, me looking whatever sucks them in.
Yeah.
And then
they're like, "Oh, that's interesting."
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Cool. Okay. Any others?
Trenton punk rock.
Of course.
Trenton punk rock,
Yeah.
again,
The classic.
my people, just
Yeah.
a whole bunch of oddities.
All the punk rockers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
they love their peanut butter.
we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they have like good music and there's celebrity guests and we just have fun.
Just have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That festival's been getting better and better, honestly,
Yeah.
every year.
And the one coming up in September, the beginning of September up in Edison, that one is huge.
Mhm.
They've combined it with a tattoo festival, which
That's right.
that
September's going to be a busy month.
It opens up a whole new genre of customer base
Yeah.
I'm
peanut butter
excited.
lovers.
Yes,
Sweet.
exactly.
That's
exactly.
awesome. A lot of good,
Yeah.
huge events. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. My joy and thrill in life is taking you from comfortable to uncomfortable. That's what brings me joy.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely has stretched me for sure. Just the sheer quantity of events. I mean, yeah. I'll be like, I'll just throw a bunch of events at you, like, hey, you available for this, this, and you're the only one of our market reps where I'm like, you don't have to say yes. You don't have to say yes. Like, this is like 2 hours away, it's 2.5 hours away.
Right.
Like, you don't have to do this, right?
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And
right.
we'll send you out there.
I'm a little crazy that way.
It's a great crazy though.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I challenge myself to see how far, not far like mile wise, like how far I can go to get people to see how amazing the product is, and
Yeah.
in introduce it into their lifestyle and make it like it's always been.
Yeah. So here's another question for you. Would you be willing to share one of your top secret sales secrets with the audience, Miss Goat Slinger?
Absolutely. Generally, the product speaks for itself. So the only way customers know how amazing it is if they have some way to know that they're getting a free sample. And anytime you say free, sample, and food in one sentence, you've got them hook, line, and sinker.
You've got 'em. Yep.
And that being said, like, most people, they take one look at this and they're like, yeah, I want to talk to you. So, there's, you've got to reel them in.
Reel them in.
Got to reel them in.
Yeah, like a little fish.
Exactly.
Okay, so dishing out as many samples as possible. Because once they try it, they're going to like it. Right?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, yeah.
Cool.
And then they want to know how to use it, and you tell them recipes and how you use it, and then, oh, well, that I've never thought of that. Why would I put, pistachio butter on my salmon? And then, and habanero honey, why would I put that in my ground beef for a burger?
Yeah.
So
what percentage of people do you think buy after tasting it for the first time? Just in your experience.
80?
That's high. Yeah.
Yeah, 80% of people, once they've sampled something, they're either like, absolutely no, forget it. and then they'll buy something else,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or they like 100%, oh my gosh, like I was only going to get this size, but now I'm going to, is it available in a
Size up.
5-pound bucket?
Yep.
Basically.
Yeah. The 5-pound buckets.
Yeah.
Flying through them. I love it.
Exactly.
That's great. Jen is, as I affectionately call you. Where do you see yourself in 5 years in the future? And where do you see Nutty Novelties going in the future?
So I have already accomplished one of my goals, which was to sell peanut butter to someone with a peanut allergy. So that being said, where I see myself in 5 years is world domination. In the nut butter world.
Yeah.
In the nut butter world. No, I'm yes and no. Like, I see Nutty Novelties exploding. Like, I mean, it's only gotten better and bigger in the 5 years that I've worked here.
Mm.
So in the next 5 years, I can only, I mean, like, I can't even imagine, but
Oh my word. It scares me to think about it.
Exactly.
Crazy.
The growth in
Yeah.
the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, take that and triple it maybe, and you might be kind of close to what I see.
I love
what I
it.
see in your future.
I love the optimism.
Our collective futures.
Yes, I love it. I really hope you are right about that. And that is definitely what we want to make happen for sure.
I'll do my part.
Yeah, if we all do our parts, absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today. And, you know, in between your bus schedule,
right?
Bus driving schedule, got to catch the bus or drive the bus that others are going to catch.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us on the Nuttycast today. It's been a privilege to have you, Janice, and thank you everyone for listening.
And as always,
stay nutty.